Welcome to the channel, and Colin's here for Rosie Studios Creative Club. Today we're going to create this love card featuring the Forget Me Not collection. The Forget Me Not collection comes in 6x6 and 12x12. I have the 6x6 collection here, and this collection has some nice gold foiling throughout the entire collection. So we're going to use 6x6 pad. We'll use the sentiment pack, which are cardstock, and there's 148, 2 of each. These ephemera pack has 156 pieces, 2 of each. And these beautiful acetate butterflies. They're gorgeous. So you have the color on the back, and it's solid color in the back. And they have this dimensional on them. They're so pretty. See, solid sticker and color in the back. And the wings are clear with some decorative patterns on them. Also, Rosie Studios carries card bases. They're white and they're A2, so they come with their matching envelopes. This is the pattern paper I chose from the pack. It's pink with white polka dots, and there's like light, really light splatter looking on it. So here's our white card base, and I pull out this metallic gold thread. I do not use it for this card, so disregard that. So here are the 2 ephemera pieces I have pulled out, and the sentiment. They're similar, but one is slightly larger than the other, and the center focal flower one is darker than the other. There's 2 shades of blue. And then our sentiment is foil, and it reads, "You will always be loved." So that's what we're going to use for our card today. Again, this metallic thread I do not use. And then this scallop die from my stash. Again, you do not have to use dies if you do not have them. They're just an option. You can trim down your card panel, your pattern paper panel, to any size you want without needing a die. So I'm going to die cut this. I'm going to do this off screen because my die machine is too big to be on screen, and then we'll come back and get our card going. This card comes together pretty quickly since our elements are already done for us. The longest it took was by cutting the panel, and that was like what, a minute or so. All right, so I went ahead also and put foam adhesive on the back of my floral focal points here and set them to the side. We're going to bring in some Burley Art glue to adhere our pattern paper to our cardstock, to our card base, I should say. And I like using liquid glue for this because that gives me some time to adjust my paper, because I don't always go down straight the first time around. As much as I try, I don't. I want to make sure my card is in the right orientation. As you can see, it started out too low, so I have to adjust, and that's what I like using liquid adhesive for that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and press that into place, and I have a nice white border all over the perimeter of my card. That's because my focal points, or my cardstock elements, have white borders on them, and I wanted it to coordinate nicely. So I'm putting the larger of the 2 floral elements towards the bottom and the smaller one towards the top, creating this nice diagonal area. So here's our sentiment. To me, it's a little, more towards the top than the bottom there. Like I have a little extra cardstock, so I'm going to trim it off just a little bit, a smidgen, so that I can be more centered on the cardstock for me. So I'm using my little tiny trimmer here, and I'm just going to hold it in place and then trim it. Once I get that down, I will adhere it to my card front right here, tucked under this bottom floral, like so. Well, straighter. I'm just placing it there. Let me remove all this. That's all I trimmed off, just a little bit. And I think it also helped fit into my card design better. All right, so I'm going to line this up, and I'm just going to tuck it just under there. So I'm going to adhere this directly to the card front using some Burley Art glue. I'm going to lift this up just a bit to make sure I can tuck this in. And I want the Y of the U to just nestle between those two florals right there. All right, now that's in place, we can go ahead and place our butterfly next. And I'm also using the lines of, not the lines, the dots of the grid of the paper to line things up. All right, now I'm going to bring in our butterfly. And I'm going to choose this one right here. I like it because it has a nice pale pink background and it has the blue flowers on the front. So that coordinates nicely with the other flowers that we have. These elements have the foil on them, so they shine beautifully. I'm going to put this in an angle, like if the butterfly is flying away towards the top left. So pretty. Here it is, it's so reflective, and it folds flat for mailing, so you don't have to worry about extra postage. And the dimension I'm using for my florals is also quite low. So first I thought I'm going to pull in these gold gems, but I didn't want to take anything away from the butterfly and the sentiment. So then I thought, well, blue, because blue is, you know, a lot of the colors here. Change my mind on that as well. I end up going with clear gems instead. This way, just your eye will just see this little reflective shine rather than it's drawing your eye to this other color. So not to compete, well, even though those other colors wouldn't compete because they are gold and blue, which are in the card, I just figured something more subtle. So I'm going to go with the clear gems. I will place them around our sentiment, above our butterfly, and one on each center of the blue flowers. I'm going to get my embellishment wand here so I can pick these off the backing. Like I said, the Forget Me Not collection comes in 6x6 and 12x12. There is coordinating cardstock. I do not have it in my collection, but they do have it. And they have more embellishments and chipboard elements and puffy stickers, and puffy alphabet and so forth. Rosie Studios carries a nice collection and variety for their collections. So I'm putting the little centers to the flowers. And I just need to put some towards the top. I want to place two more gems on the top, and then we're done. Again, the gems are optional. If you don't like putting those kind of dimensional things on your cards, you can omit that. There is plenty of dimension and color and shimmer with the foil elements of this card. And now our card is complete. Super quick, super easy, because everything was already colored for you and cut for you. So, I mean, look at these wings, are so fun. So let's go over quickly what I used one more time. I used from the Forget Me Not collection. Well, first I used the card bases with coordinating envelopes. Those are just an essential. And then from the Forget Me Not collection, I used the following. I used the Ephemera pack. Well, that's the Sentiment pack. Sorry, the Sentiment pack. And again, the Sentiment pack has 148 pieces, and they each have 2 pieces of each. The Ephemera pack has 156, 2 of each. The dimensional butterflies and the 6x6 paper pad. I will have all of that linked for you in the description box below, as well as a link for a discount, so for 10% off the shopping. Thank you for being here. I hope you found some inspiration. Don't forget to like and subscribe.